well, what the hell. There's something wrong with the music. I don't know what's going on. It's been fine up until now. So I'm guessing that you missed. I'm guessing that you missed the intro. Basically, tonight is just really. I'm going to give a video. Well, give turning tonight a miss. I thought I'd maybe just have a general chit chat tonight, and just if anybody's got any questions regarding me or what I'm doing or how I do things or anything at all related to the shaving brushes or to the setup that I've got here in the workshop or what my intentions are, anything like that, just feel free, just an open chit chat really. Anything about the workshop, you know, anything like that. I've got a couple of things that I'm going to do tonight. I'm just going to show some of the blanks that I've still got in stock, so that people can get an idea as to, you know, what I've got here. And if anybody's chasing a handle, then this is the stock that I've got, and this is the stock that I would pull from, unless it was a custom casting. So yeah, so feel free just to ask any questions. I'm going to pay more attention, so you'll see me looking away to the chat every now and again. I should have really got the laptop up here today, but look, that's where I'm going to sit the blanks, is on this little table here. Yeah, I'm just going to sit the blanks on here so that people can see them. I've moved a couple of the cameras just to try and get better views on it. So, you know, we've got that one, we've got the other one, and then we've got the main shot of me just standing here having a chat. So the music should be gone now. All gone. I had a number of dramas with the laptop this afternoon, just before I went live with the stream. I had all different issues with the screens because I'm using two screens. I'm using the laptop screen, and then I've got the big LCD monitor plugged in as well. So just getting the two of them talking to each other so that one could send the signal to the other was just, there was something went wrong, and it's just it's been a nightmare trying to sort it. But anyway, I've got it sorted now. Hopefully, sound is all good now. I'll leave the music off. I know it's probably going to be a little bit boring with the music in the background, but I'll leave the music off for now. But anyway, look, I'm going to start. I'll pull this box down, and what I'm going to do is I'm just going to basically take some blanks out, and I'll probably flick, actually I'll move them out of the way, I'll move them over here, I'll move this one, and I'll move them over here, and excuse me while I have a cup of coffee. Hope you guys have got yourselves a drink there, or something a bit better than coffee, or maybe a nice cup of coffee. So look, I've got a few blanks in here which I've been casting over time, and these are just castings that when I get a little bit of spare time, I'll just throw a few colours together, make a few different things. Try different things. So yeah, so I'll just lay a few out here, and I'm just going to change to, we'll go camera 2, we'll have a look there, so you can see the blanks there on the table. Now these are just blanks that I've cast, like I said, when I get a little bit of spare time, and I just, you know, throw a few colours together, throw a few of them into the moulds, and just basically you know, see what it comes up like. I mean, I obviously mixed colours together that I think are going to go together, and I try and get you know, different patterns, different swirls in there, as to what I want, or what I want to try and achieve. So you can see here, right at the end here, we've got. Actually, I'll maybe flick that to camera 3. So there's a nice Pearl-X blue colour, where I've dropped some different colours, different tones of the colour, the blue in there, and also dropped a little bit red in round the top. So obviously once that gets turned, there'll be a little bit of red up in the upper section of the handle, and we'll get that blue and lighter blues and dark blues actually in the bottom. Now you'll notice that some of the moulds lying on the table are different shapes, different lengths, different sizes. Obviously that one there is a blue and red as well, but it's a lot narrower, as you can see there. It's a lot narrower in diameter than these ones. These ones are done so that these can be turned into like a chubby type style handle. So yeah, that's probably better. Let me see it like that. So these ones are more like a chubby style, and I've got a couple of those. So I poured a couple of them at the same time with the red and the blue and the different blues through it. So that's a couple there. Then I've done these ones. Now these colours were very, very similar, very similar to the colours that were used in the P&C limited editions back in, when was it, 1920, was it 2019, yeah, it would have been round, no, it would have been, trying to think now, it was a couple of years ago when we done the last LE, maybe 3 years ago. So these are done in similar colours, probably got a different sort of colour pattern through the blanks. Yeah, like I said, Cobbs, I'm sorry about that, mate, but I really don't know what's caused the music to go. The only thing I can think of is that the control software has done something when I tried to restore from a previous file, so that, you know, I didn't lose all the settings and didn't lose my media images, etc. But I think it's all gone, and I think it's not to haywire. So I'm going to probably have to play around and just check all the settings again and see if I can get the settings back to where I had them before. But there definitely seemed to be something wrong with the mic input, which is the one that I used for bringing the music through, and I don't know why. So I'll have to have a look at that, mate, and see what's going on there. But hopefully I'll get it fixed for the next stream anyway. So coming back to the blanks, like I said, there's two there that are very, very similar to the last limited edition for P&C, but they will have a different, very slightly different colour and a slightly different pattern in them as well. So that's another couple, and again these ones are done as a chubby type style handle. That's why they're cast with a bigger diameter in them. Okay, so lots of gold in them with a bit of a coppery bronzy colour through them as well. Should look quite nice. And then moving right along, I've got 5 blanks here, which are all purple blue with a bit of lime green dropped into them. Although you can't see a lot of green in there, but there will be green in the blank. And the same there, so these ones are all pretty much very, very similar, these ones. You can see they've got a fairly strong purpley blue top on them. That's the area that would have been to the top of the mould. And yeah, we've got lime green. This one's got a lot more lime green through it than the others, but just a little touch. So there's another 5 blanks, chubby type style, bigger diameter handle blanks. And then we come to these little ones. So these ones are ones that I've been playing around with, where I've done the two-tone. So this one's obviously a blue and red, and then we've got a mica pearlescent mica white top section to it, so that'll get turned into a nice handle, and that's pretty much my sort of standard size blanks that I use. And then this one's a pretty bright one where we've got a little bit of pale colours through the handle. We've got a nice bright yellow there, we've got a green, and then we've got a very lightish blue through that green as well, just to see what it's going to come up like. You may have recalled seeing my brush that I done up that was it was sort of like a pyramid shape, but it had beads all the way up it. I think some people refer to it like a honey brush, but anyway, that's a similar sort of colours to what I used in that. And then we've got a couple of castings here which have been done. They're not quite ivory, but they're not white either. They've got a definite mix through them. This one's probably a little bit more greeny tinge to it than this one. This one's probably closer to an ivory. But again, just two blanks to play around with. Then this one I think has got, I can't remember to be honest, this one was done quite a while ago, but I think there's transparent in this as well as really dark purpley blue. It almost looks black, but there will be pockets of transparent in this one. So again, until it's actually turned, I won't really know how that one's going to look. But again, it's just another blank. And like I said, I'll probably turn it into a handle eventually with some of these ones, unless somebody says, oh look, this is what I'm looking for. And then I can pull it out and we can turn it into a handle. And then we've got another blue one here which has got a couple of different coloured blues through it. There's tinges of gold through this one as well, as you can see there. And again, it's the average size blank in this one as well. Now, somebody was talking to me about somebody was talking to me the other night in the stream, or that put a question up in the chat about fluoro, if I had done any fluoro colours before. Well, I've actually found one of my fluoro ones here. That's it there, and that's what I was saying about the colours looking fairly pale. This was the same colours that was used in the handle that I did turn, and like I said, it looked fairly ordinary colour wise, but it certainly glowed in the dark. If it had been charged up in the light, it certainly glowed in the dark when it was exposed, you know, in the dark. And like I said, it's got two colours in it, but you find that the glow in the dark colours really are pretty ordinary to look at through the daylight. It's only that night time that you can get the glow. Hence why I said that maybe if the glows were mixed in with different colours, you may get a nicer effect, so that you'd have some stronger colours in with some of these colours, and that might be an effect that might work. So again, maybe down the track I might even try that and see how that works. But that's the fluoro anyway. So if I go back to camera 3, and I'll just let you have a bit of a look at that. So you can see it's got a sort of an orangey colour in it, and then there's like a fluoro-y, it's hard to say what the colour is. It's got like a greeny bluey tinge to it, but it probably, both colours probably glow different in the dark, to be honest. But yeah, it doesn't come into its own. I mean, it looks pretty ordinary like that as a blank, but when you see it in the dark with glow in it, it looks pretty fantastic. But for the amount of times you use it in the dark, I don't see the big issue about having a glow in the dark brush. Anyway, each to their own. And then these are another two. This one I done up some time ago. It's a pink, but it's got a little bit of pearl white through it as well. So it should turn up quite a nice handle, this one, especially for the ladies, I guess. But some blokes don't mind the pink, so Yeah, like I said, it should have a good mix of white mica through it as well, so or pearl. So it should look quite nice when it's turned in with the, because the pink's just a solid colour. Let me have a look at the chat. Bring my microphone, my mouse up here actually. Take your earphones off, yeah, good stuff. Yeah, the golden brown one, like I said, that looks very similar to the, similar colours to what was used in the previous P&C limited edition. But like I said, the blanks are more a chubby style blank size. So yeah. Yeah, the blues are good, mate. The blues always are quite a popular colour, especially that dark, really rich blue. Yeah, like I said, I mean, the glow in the dark, I mean, it does have a really nice effect in the dark, but for the amount of times you'd see it glowing in the dark, because you'd never use it in the dark, it seems pretty pointless. But I think the trick to it, and I might try that one day when I get some time to do that, I might try and make up a handle with some glow in the dark, but mix it in with some other colours, some other contrasting colours, and that way it won't be totally glow in the dark, the whole handle, but you'll get some glow in the dark colour in with some of the other colours, which I think could look quite nice if done properly. So anyway, and this one here is a one that was actually poured in the live stream, and it didn't turn out too well. The fact that it started to gel on me before I got it into the cup, so you can see there's lots of pockets in here. I think the blank from about there down will be relatively solid, and there's a few little crevices on the outside, but I think the blank will be fairly solid. But this was a trial one that I wanted to try, casting a lot of clear with a couple of colours in it. I think it's worked. I mean, you can see there's a fair bit of transparency in the top there, so you're actually looking down into the colour, and there's a lot of transparent swirls in the actual blank itself. So I think it'll still look nice when it's turned, but it was an experimental one, and like I said, I let it go too long, and the gel time was too long on it, so we ended up, it was going off as I was pouring it into the cup basically. And even although it was put under pressure, it still wouldn't, the pressure still wasn't enough to actually stop the resin from curing at that point in time. So that's what I ended up with, but I will try and turn that into a handle, and we'll see if there's any imperfections inside when I do so. I think it'll make a nice handle though. It's a nice colour, and just having the transparent swirls in with that colour inside should be quite nice, I think. Okay, now these ones here, you've probably seen these ones before. I think I might have thrown some pictures up on Facebook or, you know, P&C or wherever. What these were blanks that I'd actually cut up like offcuts. I'd cut up a lot of offcuts and into different shapes and different sizes, different colours, different materials actually, and I cut them all up into little bits on the bandsaw, and then I put all those little different coloured pieces into a few moulds, and then I cast black resin into the moulds. And I did actually turn the handle, which again I did post pictures up on Facebook of that particular handle, and you can see the little different shapes and the different colours coming through in the black, and they come up quite nice actually. So again, the thing is, you can't, looking at the blank, you can't tell what you're going to get, but you can see there's little splashes of colour here and there, where they're just under the black. And obviously once the handle gets turned to shape, the more you dig in, the more shapes you're going to find and the more colours you're going to find. But that's them anyway. So I've got three of their blanks waiting to be turned into handles as well. Now these next ones, as you've seen in that previous shot, these are sort of like a blue, like a bluey, well they've got a couple of different blues and they've got everything from a dark blue to a lighter blue, but then they've also got like a sandy golden colour through them, and you can see the blanks there. There they are from the side. So again, it's very difficult to tell what those are going to look like when you see them like that, but when they're actually turned you'll get a lot more of the colour will show through and the pattern will be more defined. So I've got a few of those ones there as well, and I've actually made a handle out of that and it actually comes up quite nice. Let me just check the chat again. Yeah, so as you can see, I've got a lot of blanks here waiting to be made into handles. It's just a case of making them. What I've tended to do in the past is most of my handles have been made for orders. So, you know, someone will contact me, they'll say, oh look, I'm looking for a handle, you know, these are the colours I want. Generally I'll go back to them and say, well look, I've got these blanks and these colours, and then they'll either pick that if it's similar to what they were after, or they'll ask me to do a custom mix for them, which I can do, but obviously if it's a custom mix it takes longer to actually get to turning the handle, because it's I've got to schedule it in to do the casting when I'm doing other casting, because it's too much time to basically set up to cast one or two handles. You need to, you know, do a few at the same time to make it worth your while. But anyway, they make a nice handle. And I do have, where did I put that other one? Oh, there we go. Is anybody looking for a really big handle? Look at the size of this one, eh? This was, I don't know if you've seen my my little logo picture. I think it's on my YouTube channel, the little inset picture, and it's got a picture of me standing with the big brush. That big brush was made some time ago now, with a big massive big knot in it, and this was the original blank that was made for that brush, but in the end I decided it was too small. I actually needed a bigger one to keep the knot in proportion to the handle, so I ended up having to make a bigger, or actually I had it made, I didn't make this one, I had it made, and it was made bigger, quite a bit bigger in size, in squareness as well as in height. And then I turned it. It was quite a lengthy process, and then I made an acrylic box for it, and anyway it was shipped away. But I've still got this one. This one was never turned into a handle, so I'll keep that for a rainy day one day, and who knows, might get turned into a handle one day. But it's got a lovely piece of burl and resin in the top as well, so it's got a mix of resin and burl in it. But yeah, it should make a lovely handle sometime. Big handle. Anyway, that's that one. I thought I'd let you see it, just for a laugh. Okay, let me continue on. So there's another 3 blanks. I forget all the names. I did actually name all these colour mixes. I just can't remember what all the names are now. This one, well, I can't remember. If it might have been Bumblebee or something like that. I can't remember. But very nice blank. I've actually turned a few handles in that colour. Yeah, I don't know if Corbs is still here. I might have bumped his eardrums out. He's maybe away getting his ears fixed up with all that loud music earlier. So I'm not sure if he's still here. I don't know. Again, I can't see how many people are in the chat. It's only showing 1, so I'm presuming that's you, Razor. But anyway, there's another 3 blanks. They're like it's like an orange and I wouldn't say black, although some of it will come up black when it's turned, but it's more a smoky, like a smoky black rather than like a pure jet black. But again, this should come up quite nicely. And then I've got some of these ones. Oh, I forget what we call these ones as well. Something ice or I can't remember 100%. But you'll see there's slightly different colours in these ones as well. These are they're transparent, transparent blue. And these, well, this has got transparent in it as well, as you can probably see in the mix there. There's parts where you can actually see into the blank, and then you see the underlying colours like the white and the lighter blues at more depth in the blank. Something ice fusion or ice something or another, I called this one some time ago, can't remember now. But these ones are slightly different. They've still got the white going down into the transparent blue, but as you can see, the blue in this one is a lot deeper. It's a lot darker blue. My shave of the day the other day was, like I said, I've not shaved for a couple of days, but my last shave of the day, I think I actually photographed that with Hydra, and the brush I used was my Ice Fusion, I think it was. And there's another one. Again, you can look into the bottom, you can see the white in the bottom, you can see the transparent blueness in that. And once it's turned to shape, that blue will sort of lighten up a little bit, but it will still be a deeper blue than some of the previous ones I've done, especially this type. Very different, it's a lot lighter. That's got none of the dark blue in it. And the blue and the white is not as strong in this one either. It's more of a, you can see there, it's more of an oceany blue than a really deep dark blue. And this one here looks really interesting because a lot of the blue, like again, it's transparent, but you can see a lot of the white streaks going down into that blue, and again it's got depth in the blank. It's almost making it sort of three-dimensionally look in there. And that's what they look like from the top. But again, a lot of the time you can't tell what they're going to be until such times as you turn them, and you can see then inside and see what you're going to get. That one looks like it's missed out on a little bit of the silver in it. That's a blue and black. This one's blue and black, and it's got a little bit of silver through it, and same with these ones. But you can see these ones have got a lot more of the silver in it than what this one has. It will still have silver in there, but it's just obviously been a slightly different mix to the to the other ones that were poured. And again, I have actually made some of these as brushes in the past. So if anybody's ever looking for any pictures of these, or to see what they look like turned into a handle, if you go into our Facebook, TF Custom Shaving Brushes Facebook page, and click on the Photos tab, and then just scroll through the photographs, you'll see brushes in those blanks. No worries. Now we're getting into some really nice, serious, colourful stuff. And I mean really colourful, right? Rainbow Falls. There's been quite a few of these brushes made in Rainbow Falls. I've got one myself, and I've had quite a few go over into America and into Europe. I'm not too sure if I've done any here in Australia for anyone, but these are just absolutely stunning. They're works of art, these ones. There's so many colours in the blank, and the colours just are metallic-y and they just pop. There's the end of the blank there. You can see the colour mix in there, and it's just swirly all the way through the blank, and you get all the colours. It's just, they really are a work of art, these ones. And as you can see, they're all the same. I've got, you know, a few of them here. There's 5 blanks, all the same. Rainbow Falls. That's what that one's called. So if anybody's interested in a Rainbow Falls brush, you know where to come. There they are. I'll put them under that camera there, and I'll let you have a look at them up close and personal. And there's the blank. You can see the mix of colours in there. They're absolutely stunning when they're turned. And again, they're all very, very slightly different, but same colour mix, poured at the same time, and all will result in a really nice, colourful brush. So there you go. Rainbow Falls. Now here's another couple. Now they look different when you see them in the camera there, but they're actually the same colours, believe it or not. They do look different though. I think it's just because this one's shiny and this one's a little bit matted off on the top. But if you look at the size of the blanks, they're exactly the same. And this one was a casting that was done Squadron Soaps, the green apple, or candy apple, green apple was the colours, and that's what went into that. And I made one for Squadron Soaps with his special coin in the bottom, and it came up wonderful. I have since made a few of these ones, and again they do come up nice, just something different. Let me have a mouthful of coffee. So yeah, lots of blanks, lots of colours, lots of blanks. Like I said, we're getting into the nice colourful stuff now. If Cobbs is still in the house here in the workshop, he'll recognise this one. There we go. It's a nice purpley blue with hot pink ripped through it. So again, I've got a half a dozen of them waiting to be turned into handles too. And you can see them there. I mean, again, they look different, but they've got the same colours through them. It's, you know, on the sides they're the same, but when you look at some of them on top, it just means that there's a little bit more blue. If I put those ones together and put those two together, you can see that these ones have got a lot more pink on the surface, whereas these ones, they'll have more pink inside and more blue to the top. Razor, I haven't done a black and yellow the same as Paladin, but it's, I mean, it could be done. It's just you know, basically it depends on how much somebody wants to spend as to how far you go with a handle. I mean, a lot of the time Paladin again use a lot of rod stock. So it's not custom casting, so you've not got the same control over colour mixing and pattern in the blanks like you do have over rod stock, because rod stock is rod stock. It's extruded out of machine, fed in at the same rate, comes out the same rate. You always get the same pattern, the same, you know, finish through it, the same colour through it, so therefore they're easily repeatable. Whereas everything I do is all hand done, so it's hand poured, hand mixed, hand turned, not turned on a machine or a CNC lathe or anything like that. It's all done by hand, so they're very different processes. To answer your question, I would say yes, I can do it, but the way I would do it would probably be very different to the way they would do it, being that they would use rod stock, where I would custom cast the different colours, and I'd maybe even do it in sections and put it all together as one handle and then turn it. But yeah, anything's possible. It's just a case of, you know, how much somebody really wants something totally different and how much they're prepared to pay, really, as to, you know, how much time you've got to put into it. Here's another three. Try and get a little bit of the dust off the top. So these are a really dark, more like a black as well, and then they've got that really rich metallic-y, it looks kind of coppery, bronzy in the camera, but it's actually, when I'm looking at it, it's more of a red, so you can see more of the red in the top of that one there. And again, the black is not, it's not a solid black, it's a metallic-y black, but it's got lighter tones in it as well as darker tones. So you get a fair mix through the blank as well with that one. I can't remember what the colour, what we called this one, but I can't remember too many of them actually. There's only a few of them that sort of stick in my mind. But again, some blanks available, ready to be cast, and turned, ready to be turned into handles. And then these ones have done really well too. There's quite a few people have had these ones, and I've just done a recent one in this one as well. This one's got sort of like a real mixture of blue in it, different blues, real metallic-y blues. It's got the darker blacky, really blacky sort of colour in it, and it's also got a touch of like a very, it's not a hot pink, it's a pinky colour, as you can sort of see there, but it's got a tinge of sort of violet or something through it. And this blank's the one that I call Phantom Nebula. So I think one of my live streams on that blank, was a turning that I done of a handle in Phantom Nebula. That was for a customer. But again, you can see the colour there, it's just stunning. And then you get that bluey, purpley, pinky colours coming through, and you've got the patches of dark as well, which really gives the handle a nice look. So again, I've got, you know, a few of those ones ready to go, be turned into handles. This is a nice colourful one as well. I'm surprised this one hasn't actually sold more, to be honest, because it's a lovely colour. It's got some nice colours in it, but it's not one of those ones that's too much in your face. So that's 3 blanks all the same. Again, you can see the pours have got the same colours in them, just different mixes throughout them. They were all poured at the same time, but just different types of mixes. Actually, those ones are slightly different. Got the wrong one there. Just bear with me a tick. Yeah, that one and that one and that one. And those two are a different colour. So again, I can't remember what we called them, but those ones, you can see the two on the top are slightly different to the two on the bottom, but they've actually got the same colour mix. If I hold them that way, they've actually got the same colour mix throughout the blanks. It's just that they look a little bit different on top when you see that, trying to get it out of the lights. There we go. They look a little bit different on the top. But again, it's just how the colours mix when they're poured into the moulds, you know. So that's those ones, and then we've got these ones. And again, these are a different colour again. These are more like a coppery colour with a like a dark colour in them. I think this might be, I could be wrong, but I think this might be the one that I refer to as rusticated. It's sort of like I said, it's a sort of like a coppery, rusty colour in with a dark colour. And I'll just show them to the main. I'll show them to the main camera there. There we go. Hard to see for the light and some. Oh, there you see it now. Just get rid of that light reflection in them, and they look sort of different on the sides. They've got the copper running down through them, and there'll be patches inside. Again, once they're turned, you'll really see the beauty in them. And then I've got these ones, which are a mix of colours again. A very nice purple in this one, with gold tints in it, and also black. And again, I'll try and get them in the camera. Yeah, there you go. You can see them in the camera there. So these are a nice purpley colour as opposed to a bluey purple. They're more a purple. And then it's got the gold in it, which really goes along with the purple, and then you've got the touches of black in it just to darken it up as well. But again, very nice when it's turned into a handle, and you can see them. They've got the gold, you know, all the way around the bottoms of them. And then a couple that I cast the other night. These are coming back to the chameleon ones that I've done. You've probably seen that sort of chubby style handle that I've done with the chameleon pigments underneath the bowl, and then cast in a clear resin. Well, these are the other two that I've done, and you're not going to see too much out of the chameleon pigment in that until we actually turn the shape in the handle. But there's, you know, I can see 2 or 3 colours in it now. There's a sort of cyany colour, there's a gold. I'm not seeing any blue or anything like that, but I can't remember what colours these were, but there is colour mixing in there. You can actually just see it slightly. You're seeing more of the gold, and then you get the little tints of the cyan or little purpley colour. And then this was the other one, which is a slightly bigger handle again, and again there's some nice colour changing pigment in that. Again, it's just hard capturing it in the camera lights. And you can see one blank's a bigger blank again than the other one, and so this one's more suited to again another chubby type style handle, and this one will be more like a standard handle that I do. So most of my handles are normally round about the I think as they come out of the mould they start round about 40, 41, 42 millimeters, and then I normally turn them down to anywhere around about anywhere from 38 up to 40, depending how I go with the blank. So that's most of them. But if somebody wants a particular chubby style, then typically what I'll do with a chubby style is I'll make a heavier blank, so it'll be shorter, stumpier, and normally they've got fairly large knots put in them as well. But yeah, so that's the chameleon ones there. So that's about all the blanks I've got to show you tonight. I do have a lot of other stuff happening in the pipeline, but that'll all come through eventually. Once I get the website up and running, I've had to sink a few dollars into that to get that up and running as well. And like I said, I'll try and make a few more brushes and get more brushes up there that are available for sale all the time. A mix of badgers and synthetics. We'll see how we go, and I'll continue on with the streams and my custom orders and that sort of thing, showing blank handles being made, blanks being poured. Just reading back your comments. Razor Barn, piece of art, well done. Yep. Beehive, yep. Yeah, if you want to talk to me about that, mate, feel free. Send me a couple of pickies of what you're after or whatever, and I can have a look at that for you. Good stuff. Taking notes. Yeah, there's a lot of nice colours there, mate. They've been chosen wisely, and they do look nice together, a lot of those colours. And like I said, a lot of new ones that I'm going to be doing, I'm going to be fairly particular in my colour mixes as well, and I've got a few things to try. I don't know if I showed, let me just, give me 2 secs. I've also got this experimental one with the razor blades. I can't remember if I showed this one or I might have showed it in the very beginning, just the razor blades and what I'd done with the razor blades. But I've actually poured the base now, and I've actually put some more red onto the base and down the edges of the blade. And I'm going to be casting this one very shortly as well, and just seeing how it turns out. So it's an experimental one, but hopefully it's an experimental one that might turn out to look quite nice actually. I know it's not the first time razor blades have been used in a handle, but like I said, it's an experimental one for me, and I just wanted to try it just to see how it went. And there could be a lot of other opportunities for different styles and different designs and something like this or something similar to this. So that's the razor one that I'm doing. As you can see, it's got a razor blade through a razor blade. So it should give it more dimension in the handle. And then I've got the blood red trickling down the edges of the blade. And then I've got the pool line in the bottom with a couple of splashes there of drip blood, so to speak. I'm still a little bit undecided yet, so if anybody's got any feedback or any comments on how I should do the rest of the handle. I mean, I was thinking of having a clear base on it, and then maybe doing a a red, bright red top section on it. But if anybody's got any suggestions on it, drop them into the comments, because I do read the comments in the videos, and I would just be curious to see what other people think should be done with it, as opposed to what I think should be done with it. But I'll put it in the other camera shot here so you can get a closer look. So there it is, and if I turn it that way, you can see it's got a blade through blade, so it'll give it a nice dimension in the handle, I think. And then I've just got the blood down the bottom on a clear transparent base, which will go back in the mould, and then I'll pour on top of that, and hopefully it will blend together. But like I said, just open to ideas on what people's thoughts are and what I should do with this one. But let me know anyway. So if anybody watches the video, and just put it in the comments what you think I should do with it, and I'll read them, and we'll see where we go from there, right? All right. So now that I'm finished with all that, I guess the last thing I just wanted to run through was just a quick show of the new website. Like I said, I want to keep this one nice and clean. I want to keep it very, very simple. At the end of the day, it tells you a little bit about me and what my thoughts are on workmanship and quality. A little bit about my background. Very, very little. I've got a gallery that's got a lot of pictures in there, a lot more to add. There's no products up there for sale as yet, but there will be fairly soon. But I'm keeping the website nice and simple, nice and clean, nothing too over the top, and hopefully it'll work. And like I said, I've sunk a little bit of money and a little bit of time into it, so hopefully it will work for me. So just let me bring that up now, and I'll switch to camera 4, and I'll just run through it, basically what's going on. So that's the, now I can't see the chat at the moment, so I will come back to the chat once I've run through just briefly on the website. As you can see, it's very, very simple. We've got links up here to, and I don't think they're all set yet, so I'll have to set up the links for them. I think the Facebook one is set up. That will go to TF Custom Shaving Brushes. I need to set up the Instagram one, and I need to set up Twitter. The pages are basically all set up, so this is the home page. So it's just a welcome to TF Custom Shaving Brushes, and I've just put a picture up there for initial start of the website, just so that people can see the type of thing that I do. I've got a little bit there about our brushes. I'll leave it there for a minute or so, just to, if anybody comes in the video and they want to read it, they can read it. The website is live, but I may take it down again depending on how much work I'm doing to it. Like I said, I've made it go live early, well, earlier than I was expecting it to go live. But there is more work to be done to it. I've got a lot of products to add to it eventually, and over time. But look, it's a start, and it's there, and it's what I'm going to be using for my brushes from here on in. And then we go down here, and that just talks about, you know, what I want you to have in a shave, basically. So it's quality, it's pleasure, you know, all that sort of thing. So and then we can click on the learn more, and it goes to a little bit of a spiel about me. I think it should. Oh dear. Oh dear. I'm definitely having issues today, haven't I? Let's see if we can go this time. I think my internet connection was unplugged. Yep, there we go, we're back. So as it came down here, we had the learn more. Let's click on that. And then it just gives you a little bit of information about me and what my values are with regards to my shaving brushes. So again, I'll give you a little bit of time just to read that. Better still, we can save a little bit of time. I'll just flick through it quickly, and if you want to have a look, you can jump on the net and just go into tfcustoms.net, and that'll take you onto the website. Like I said, it's very early days. I've just managed to get this up and running, so I thought I'd share it. Now we also have the shop section here, which is, like I said, it's got no products in it yet. So it's just going to show our latest creations. So any new brushes and stuff that I put on, or that I make, and that I want to put up for sale, will be listed in here. Excuse the bunch of flowers. I'm not selling flowers, I'll be selling shaving brushes. But it's just basically you'll have simple product pictures like that, and then when you click on that picture, it'll take you to another view. There'll be a picture, and it will give you a description of the brush. And obviously there'll only ever be one at a time, because I don't bulk manufacture like some of the larger shaving brushes. And like I said, mine are all different, so I've got to have a separate description for each one, as opposed to having a generic one where I can sell you know, loads of the same type of brush, because they're all going to be different. So that's that part. Now if I just go back and I click on the, I think that's about it for the about me. So basically just all my shaving brushes are handmade right here in Brisbane, Queensland, Australia. A couple of links down the bottom to, again, Instagram, YouTube, Facebook and Twitter. And if we go up here, we'll have a gallery of pictures up here. And I've just put some of the recent brushes that I've made, just as a little bit of a gallery in there. Now these can have things attached to them as well, but basically it's just to show some of the custom looks and the different castings that can be had. That's that one where I showed you the blanks before, with the little chunks of, the other chunks of acrylic in them. So if I just go back to there, that's them there, and if I go back to where we were, that's that blank here that I'm showing you now. Okay. But some of the other ones are in there as well, so again you can see those. And then just basically scrolling down, that's a transparent one I've done fairly recently. There's a nice timber, Australian timber, hairy oak, with a colour matched synthetic. Some of the little style handles that I do, very nice actually, with the smaller knots. That was another recent one that I done for Tim, custom casting request. And there's another kryptonite one there with a tuxedo in it. That's another green one, gold with a white top on it, with a coin recessed in the bottom. That's it there basically, that's the same handle there. And that was one that I done for rhodium knots. There's another couple of, you know, some of these ones were done some time ago. There's the black, blue and silver one that we've seen before. So like I said, if you look through the photographs on our Facebook TF Custom Shaving Brushes page, you'll actually see these colours and some of the blanks that we've discussed. There's the Phantom Nebula in another handle, and that's pretty much all I've put in the gallery at this stage. But like I said, there'll be more to put in, and obviously the shop is my next step to start putting a few brushes in here. You'll see I've put some categories in here, so I've got badger brushes, I've got knots, I've got other services and synthetic brushes. So basically I'm just going to group regardless of whether it's a resin handle, a wooden handle, or a hybrid handle, I'm just going to group all the Badger brushes together. I'm going to group all the synthetic brushes together, again, you know, irrespective of what type of handles on them. I'm going to list other services there, so like re-knotting, all that sort of stuff. Refurbish, like if you want a handle restored to new again. And then I was thinking of putting knots in there. I'm still not 100% sure on that one yet, whether I'll continue with that. I may continue with it because I may offer some of Sarjan's knots in there, which I've yet to speak to him about. And I may put some of the more popular knots in there that I have in stock as well. But we'll see how we go on that anyway. Not everybody's going to want a handle from me, but they might want a knot from me, so we'll see how we go. But that's the plans at this stage. So again, this is all got to be propagated yet, information put in there, but it's just basically showing our latest creations for your perusal. And obviously if you see something you like, hopefully you'll buy it. Okay, so that's the website. That's where I'm at with the website at this point in time. Not too far away from making it. I mean, it is live now, but I may take it down to put the products in there. But it's not too far away now. We're getting fairly close. So obviously I'll start spreading the website name out once I get it ready to, or once it's got a few products in it, I can push it out there a little bit more. So that'll be good. But like I said, nice, simple, nice and clean. That's how I wanted it. And you know, we'll see how that goes from there. And you know, if we need to change things, we can change things along the way. So it's no big deal. If we do have to change things, we can do that fairly easy. So let me just drop out of that now, and I'll get my my YouTube screen up. Looks like it's just you and I tonight, Razorburn. I don't think there's too many other people come in. I mean, I can't see if there's many people in or if there's been many people in. It's still only showing concurrent viewers, one on my screen here. Yeah, well, like I said, I've tried to keep it nice and simple, simplistic but very clean. I mean, it's all about the brushes, not so much about me or anything else, or about casting or anything like that. It's just basically brushes. So that's what I'll be putting up there, and yeah, they'll be there for everybody to see, and obviously, hopefully it'll lead to a couple of sales. I hope it leads to sales, because I do need to pay for all this stuff. It's not cheap when you're putting websites together and putting time into it and all that sort of thing, but you know, I can make it work. I've just got to sell a couple of brushes to make it work, so hopefully that'll all go good. Bruce, how are you, mate? Almost finished, Bruce, so you may have to watch the stream back later on if you want to see it. It was just a little bit of an impromptu chit-chat video tonight. I decided not to turn anything. I'm a bit exhausted from turning. I will be coming back with some turning, and I'll probably be doing some casting next as well, just to mix the videos up a little bit. So the next one might be casting and maybe a small turning of something. Whether it be a handle or whether it be of something else, but definitely it will include a little bit of casting in it. I do want to make up and try a couple of different things, so I'm going to mix up some nice colours, and I want to still play around with colours and transparent clear as well. So I'm going to do a few along those lines. So hopefully it will keep people entertained, the next one, with the casting and the and like I said, mainly casting, but I'll maybe try and throw in a little turning there as well. So yeah, I'm pretty much finished for tonight now, unless there's any questions, guys. I think the stream has been a little bit quiet tonight. Like I said, I'm still sort of keeping to my times that suit best with me at the moment. But maybe eventually I may have to change my times for some of the live streams, just to try and get more of a more input into the chat and more people visiting live as opposed to watching the streams after. The streams are doing okay though. The live videos I mean, they're getting quite a number of views now. I keep getting these little things from YouTube saying that, you know, my views have now hit 400, they've now hit 450, they've now hit 500, and I can see subscribers have gone from virtually nothing when I started a couple of weeks ago. I think we're at about 38 now subscribers. Obviously that's still really low. I'd like to get a lot more subscribers, and I'd like to get you know, a lot more people into the chat mainly, because the chat makes it a lot more interesting for the guys, especially when you can bounce things off each other and ask questions of each other, and talk other shaving stuff as well. It doesn't necessarily have to be just what I'm doing here. It can be, you guys can have a chat amongst yourselves about different shaving stuff whilst you're watching the video. So, you know, it's a bit of a social gathering, I guess, as well, like. Or we can't treat it like that. Yeah, so anyway guys, I think I'll shut the shed door down. I think that's about it for tonight. I just wanted to show some of the blanks that I have here in stock. I mean, I've got a fair bit of money tied up in blanks there, waiting to be turned into handles. The website, like I said, is nearly there. I've actually got to take some photographs of some of the finished brushes that I've got in stock. I don't have a lot because most of them are made to order, but I am going to start spending more time turning handles for stock so that I can get a selection of brushes up on the website. So, you know, some guys have got choices, local choices, as opposed to having to bring a lot of stuff in from overseas. I'm guessing that overseas stuff will always be there, but if I can just get a little bit of that market here in Australia as Australian handmade, I'd be happy. Anyway, look guys, again, thanks for dropping in. Thanks for being there, Razorburn. It makes a difference even if there's only one person in there. It really does make a difference, because it means that you're not, I know I'm not standing here talking to myself, I'm talking to someone, whether it be 1, 2 or 20 or 30. It's better than standing here talking to myself. I can't ask myself questions and then answer them at the same time. It'd be a bit strange. But anyway, look, thanks guys. I'm going to shut the shed down now. I will be coming up with another stream probably in 2 or 3 days. It might be, what day is today? Tuesday. Monday, sorry, today. Tuesday, Wednesday. So the next stream might be Thursday night, but I'll put up a preview screen anyway. And if you have subscribed down below, you should get notified, and click the little bell. You'll definitely be notified of any live streams coming up. So till then guys, take care, stay safe, and we'll see you the next time in TF Custom Shaving Brushes Workshop. Cheers, ta-ra for now.